It's new hair, dude. I just been cutting my hair recently, so I'm just touching it and being like, "Where's my hair? Where's my hair?"
Nerd reactor, roll out.
Oh my gosh, they cut Scott's hair so much for this movie. We haven't even told anybody this. It was down to what, Scott? Like down to your probably mid back for our movie.
It was long. I wanted cornrows and dreadlocks and stuff like that. But,
yeah, that was we thought about it.
Fit, so, but anyways, John.
Yeah. This we're Ryan back. Yeah, John went from Nerd Reactor.
John.
Nice
Hey, John.
meeting you guys. Yeah, and first question I just want to first goes to Rachel. I want to ask the thought process producing this, with the idea, with a movie that's set in Vietnam. Like, where did that idea come from?
I knew that Netflix was looking for travel content. I knew that something that was organically diverse, like a tour group, is a perfect, forum for the gap that we were all feeling coming out of COVID, lack of personal connection, lack of travel, all of these things. And our incredible screenwriter, Erin Tran Donahue, her real life love story originated in Vietnam. She met her now husband there. And I had just read her writing sample, which was so whip smart and so good. And I knew I wanted to work with her. And so the truth is, I wish I could take any credit for Vietnam. But the truth is, if Erin was from anywhere else, we might have probably needed to. Erin's not from there. Her family, her mom's side, is from Vietnam. We might have said it there. So this is just the happiest accident possible.
And the happiest accident that's good for you, Scott, because you're in it and you're like the leading man. And there's one scene I want to talk about because I was at the special screening yesterday.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. There's a shot of you just coming out of the beach. And then Rachel, your character is like looking like in your mind, like, damn. And so I know the whole audience was like that too. So what was that like to prepare for that scene?
Well, first off, we have a mutual buddy, Johnny D.
Yes. Johnny D. Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. He's always kind of like very hardworking, visionary person. But anyways, how was it like? I mean, I trained trained really hard for it, man. I was like, I gotta make Vietnamese men look legit, and I saw a vision, and I kind of like went for it, and I stayed away from the pho, the bun sale. I stayed away from cafe sida. I just ate like boiled eggs and tuna and good chicken and vegetables and water, and sparkling water for 4 months, bro. 4 months of that.
4 months.
And I trained like crazy. Yeah, I hired like Mr. Taiwan. From back in the days, I had 2 friends that were competitors, and I kind of like just ask questions and learn, and so because of that, I've become a better trainer at the same time too. On top of doing this project, so it's blessings.
Oh yeah, and it paid off too. The crowd went wild. I went wild.
They definitely did. It got a big reaction, Scott. I'm almost glad you weren't there. You might have melted into the floor. You would have been like,
yeah, I probably would have.
Oh yeah. And I want to talk about the moment, like the auditioning, right? Let's say like doing the online stuff back to back. Rachel, what was it like for you reading with Scott? Like, this is it. This is the man.
Scott has just a ton of natural charisma, and he's quirky. He's different from any human I have just plain ever met. When I try to describe Scott, it's almost like in an unrelated way trying to describe Vietnam. There's just not quite the words. I tell people they have to meet Scott to have the Scott Leigh experience. But I just knew that there was not just movie star quality about him, but I knew that he would work really well in the rom-com genre because he just has such a sense of identity and a confidence about him and just a natural charisma that I just knew would translate.
Scott and Rachel too. The movie romance between you two, and you guys are like best buds now, right? I want to ask, like, what you guys have like a romantic scene, like a kissing scene, and what was that like preparing before that? Was it natural for both of you? Like, because you're actors, you do this all the time, right? Or is it like still some nervous energy about it?
I think this is hilarious, Scott. I'm going to tell about the podcast that we did. Someone asked a similar question. I was like, the first time you have to kiss someone on screen, It's you're a little nervous. It's a little weird. And Scott goes, wasn't weird for me at all. I was like, Scott's way too chill. Scott's like, I was born. He's like, I was born in this moment. I live here. What?
Yeah, Scott, you're ready too. Yeah.
Yeah. I get nervous still. I've made, we could say a lot of these things. I always find it a little bit nerve-wracking because you never know exactly what you're going to get. Sometimes people are like almost, rigid about it. You feel like, they're acting in that moment like they're not getting paid enough to be there. And some people are like really thorough, and Scott is he's a natural. I like those scenes. I think they're beautiful.
And I think as an actor, like for me, I was like, I think we had a conversation about it right before that scene.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of breaks the ice a little bit for like any kind of actor who's doing that scene who's never kind of done it. Like just have the conversation and then like make each other feel comfortable and then like always like start light and let whatever happens happen or let the director direct and then from there you just you go for it, and I think that then I thought you start having this natural rhythm and connection